Hello and welcome to another video of Coffee and Stocks. In today's video, we're going to quickly talk about how SPACs work, as well as which ones are super popular right now for you to look at. But before we get started, how about we get some coffee? Alright, let's get one thing straight, and that I am not a financial advisor, so don't take my words as advice. Please don't forget to drop a like on this video as well as a subscribe, because it really does go a long way in supporting the channel. Don't forget to comment on each one of the videos so you have an opportunity to win a $10 e-gift card to Amazon. How about we just jump right into it? I don't want to make this video too long, so I'm going to go straight into what a SPAC is, what it stands for, what they do, and then I'm just going to give you quick, a couple companies that are super popular right now in that area. So SPAC, S-P-A-C, stands for Special Purpose Acquisition Companies. A company with no commercial operations that is formed strictly to raise capital through an initial public offering, which is IPO. So this is for the purpose of acquiring an existing company, also known as blank check companies. Now, SPACs are really hot in the market right now and have grown in popularity throughout the years. Some of the popular ones right now that we've all heard about in the past year or so have been Virgin Galactic, DraftKings, and Nikola, amongst others. Now, SPACs have literally the sole purpose of acquiring a private company within 2 years, that's 24 months, to bring that private company to the public market. So the company is private and they have to raise enough money to bring that private company to the public market so everyone can start, buying shares of it and whatnot. So SPACs are special, for those private companies as well, because when there is economic uncertainties, they can rely on that money coming in from SPACs to make it, and to not go bankrupt. So when a SPAC IPOs, instead of selling or offering shares, you could get offers of units. So to break it down, one unit is equal to one common stock, and typically a fraction of a warrant. So they give you a lot of things in one. Now, a warrant is the right or option to buy a stock or share at a certain strike price. After the SPAC's IPOs, investors can buy units that will trade separately around 52 days on the market or so. So when a SPAC searches and finds a private company within 24 months, they now will create a new ticker symbol that represents the new company coming in. For example, Vector IQ, it was a SPAC. Then it merged with a company known as Nikola. So when people were buying Vector IQ shares, because obviously there was no Nikola shares before the merger, the price of Vector IQ just shot up, right? But when the merge happened, it changed to the name Nikola. Now, what happens with all those shares that you already had of Vector IQ? Do you lose them? No. Actually, all those shares of Vector IQ now just became Nikola shares. Pretty much. Simple. So if you already had shares of Vector IQ and then the merger happened, then your shares wouldn't just be Vector IQ anymore. It would have just been called Nikola, as it happened right now. Or the most popular one right now, the most popular SPAC right now is Tortoise Acquisition. Now this one has been shooting through the roof lately. So Tortoise Acquisition and Hyliion are merging, and they're gonna create huge numbers. Now, if you know about these mergers and want in, you as an investors might want to go in and buy some shares of the previous company, hold them for the long run until the merger happens, and then that's when you see a huge increase in price. We've seen an example here of Nikola when they went to public. It completely skyrocketed 700%, and we could speculate, which other companies can do the same thing. For example, Hyliion and Tortoise Acquisition. If right now they're super high percentage wise, just imagine when the merge actually happens. So to not make this video super long, I just want to say a couple of the SPACs that are super popular right now. Say for example, take Tortoise Acquisition. We've already talked about this with ticker symbol SHLL. We know the merger is going to happen mid-September or towards the end of September, and we already see the hype of this company is going super wild, through the roof. And I think that we all keep increasing the target price of this company, but I think right now I stand with about $70 to $80 minimum price range, and that's kind of realistic because it was going through about $58 today, which is freaking crazy. Now the next one I want to talk about, it has a ticker symbol GRAF, Graph Industrial Corp, who has agreed a while back to merge with litter maker Velodyne, which is set to complete the merger by the end of this month in September as well. Some analysts have put the price target at for the company at around $40 plus. So that's definitely something else that you should look into. If you're a quick money person or not, you should definitely still look into that and keep in mind. So next one that a lot of people have been interested in has a ticker symbol FMCI, and that's Forum Merger 2. And that company has been working to bring plant-based food maker Tattooed Chef public through a reverse merger. And again, some of the analysts have placed this at a target of $30 to $40, which I think is a little conservative, but it's totally can happen. That one is super interesting, and you should always keep it in your watch list. Now, if we just skip ahead into Q3 or Q4, we have ticker symbol SPAC, SPAQ, or Spartan Energy Acquisition. This is set to merge with an up-and-coming electric vehicle company called Fisker. Now, I know I talk about a lot of EV vehicles. We have Workhorse, we have Hyliion, we have a whole bunch of companies who make that, but this is another company that is set to make huge money. This merger is expected to be or have an impressive $2.9 billion with $1 billion in gross proceeds. So more importantly, these proceeds will be used to finance the production of Fisker's electric vehicle, which is called the Ocean. This merger was mentioned in mid-July, so it's been quite a while. We're already, on the second day of September. So the price of this has, been going down slightly. We are hoping that the merger comes sooner, or they mention, which we could figure out which month. But Q3 and in Q4 is more realistic. Maybe the price of this company is more on the area of $40 or so, and maybe more. That's a little conservative as well. But they need to speed up the process because it is just trickling down and it doesn't look that pretty. We know the merger is coming, but it's in the future someday, somehow. I don't know where it is. Anyway, that's the end of today's video. Hopefully you guys liked it. If many of you didn't know what a SPAC is, then this is just a quick understanding of what it is in order for all of us to be aware, as well as which SPAC companies are mostly talked about, which ones we should anticipate and have in our watch list or already start a position into it. So comment below on which SPAC you think will be doing amazing in the market, and don't forget to like this video as well as to subscribe, because honestly it really does go a long way in supporting the channel. And until then, see you guys next time on Coffee and Stocks.